All right, I'll tell you later. Hey, what's going on? This
All
is
right.
Sisters United, and we have an awesome
All
show for you today.
right.
Yes, an awesome, awesome show for you today. We're going to be talking about putting them children in some times out.
Mm.
I'm old school. I didn't know nothing about no time out. I know nothing about it, but we're going to talk about it today. We're waiting for Keisha Robertson to uh, come on in to the room, and it's on and pop locking. What's going on, Miss Tammy Lily?
Oh,
How you doing?
everything's good. God is good. Just trusting in Him.
I know that's right. How
I'm
you
doing
doing?
good. I'm doing good. Just, continuously working and promoting and awesome.
Okay, and Rita, how are you doing?
Hi, good morning. I am doing great, making it
All
by the grace
right.
of God.
By the grace of God.
Yes,
We have
ma'am.
my son has been sporting your My Gospel Soul magazine shirt.
I
He is
see.
he is our brand ambassador.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I was
So
like, come on.
yes, and so he listen, Instagram, Twitter, he's everywhere in the shirt. So I'm definitely excited about that. Um again, we're waiting on one more person, but until then, today is your day, Rita. We're going to be talking about what you do and that fabulous, fabulous wall behind you. My goodness, I'm still waiting on my price though for
Oh,
the wall of fabulosity. I want the wall of fabulosity. Yes, I do.
okay. I will send it to you.
Okay, okay. Um, let's I'm still waiting on Keisha. Well, she might be running late. So let's just talk a little bit. Um, our let's talk a little bit about our show from last week. No, you know what? I want to talk about the show from the week before that when we were talking about why black men don't want to date black women, or some of them. Because I know a couple of black men that they can't live without a black woman. But it's some men that choose to be, that choose to be,
They
and Rita
choose.
know
Yes, ma'am.
they choose to be. Put it on this side.
Well, actually, I was going to ask, could we revisit that subject because I had a few people even after the show was messaging me, stating that we should have more men opinion involved. Um, so I told my cousin, he messaged me, was like, "Yeah, I should have had some men opinion. It was nothing but women." I was like, "You're right." I said that's the target audience we were going for, but uh, however they didn't go as planned. But I told him I would invite him personally. I was like, "I trust your opinion to come back and talk about this subject." And there was another person that messaged me, was like, "Look, we need some more men involved concerning because I think your husband, I don't think people could see his like from what they was seeing it from my end, they couldn't see his comments on the his watch party. So I was like, there was men input, but y'all couldn't see it. So I think we need a live show with the men on the show
Stop,
so we
stop,
can get
stop.
some masculine opinion about that subject.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I this is a woman show for us by us, and I attend. I will say it like this, in case you know what I'm talking about. I attend JD's Man Cave. I attend it, meaning they don't listen to nothing I got to say. It is totally a male dominated show.
Right.
Sisters United is a female dominated show. So you can leave your comments. And ladies, at the bottom of your screen, you should see chat. And if you touch chat, and you'll see a private chat and you'll see comments. You can click on comments, and people's comments that's left during the show will pop up there. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, we are this show, like I say, is for us by us. And so it's not like we're not acting funny or anything, but we just are providing a platform for women. Okay. And look, you said that, and my husband chimed in and said, "Good morning, my beautiful wife. Happy anniversary, doll." Thank you, honey. Smooches and kisses. It's my anniversary. All
Hey,
right.
come on.
All
Happy
right, King.
anniversary.
All right, Keisha. The ball is in your court. She is the lady in control today.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, hi, I want to start first by saying hello, sisters. How y'all doing today?
Hello.
Hello.
I probably was in. All right. So today, the topic that I wanted to talk about today. We always, well, not we. It used to be said that children should be seen and not heard. Um, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that and get some input. I just feel that these days with children, um, I mean, as young as 6 months old, you see them with the phones navigating and toggling and things like that. They're much more knowledgeable than we were, when we were younger. And
Mhm.
my godson just made 5 like last Friday, and you can give him stuff to read and he can actually sound out the words and he can read. Now that doesn't mean that he's really understanding everything it is that he's reading, but just made 5, he can read. At 2 years old, he was counting to 20. He knew all his colors and shapes, and everything. So children are definitely more knowledgeable now, but then they're subjected to so many other things, in TV, just in the world today, that affect them in different ways. So I feel like, we need to be more, I'm very open. I have granddaughters, and
Mhm.
you know, if it's something that they come to me with, I don't care what it is. Now the way that I explain it is going to be much more different than it would be if I explained it to my 16-year-old, or a conversation that me and my 29-year-old would have. Oh, 29. Yeah. No, my 20. How old is my son? Anyway, 28, 29, something like that. But it would be a different type of conversation. But I just feel like if a child brings something to you, I don't care what it is, then that's a discussion that needs to be had, you know. So, that's just how I feel. So, what do you ladies think? Okay.
Well, uh, I agree. That was a mouthful, and you basically summed it up. Basically, because this generation is different, but each generation, as it progresses, it gets different. Certain
Right.
things,
Right.
stay the same. Certain things change for the good. Certain things change for the worse. The reality is sometimes, as parents, we see things that our parents did to us, and we make our mind up that we're going to correct it. And sometimes we overcorrect it to the point where you're so far over here till you're, and again, I always revert to back to my biblical, principles. You get so far from the word of God when you try to overcorrect things. So I think for anything in life, life always has to have a balance. I believe in a
Right.
timeout to some extent. Yes, you put them in timeout. You cannot beat their back end every single time they do something, and then you have to be to explain to them why you're doing this. It used to be that the parents would say, "Well, do as I say, not as I do," or "I ain't got to explain anything to you." They just beat their behind, and then they don't. The child don't really understand what they are being spanked for. So I think you have to find a balance. And I do believe in spanking a kid, but I believe you also could put time out in there. For my children, once they got a certain age, I did not spank anymore because I'm like, I'm not going to hurt my hand hitting on you. You know, I can't re-raise you. You know, I can't go back and raise you on things that you should have learned as a 3-year-old versus a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, and so forth. So you treat kids, for me, according to their age, and you also treat a child according to them. Every child does not have to
Right.
be spanked. You got some children that just like they buck the system at every corner it is. It doesn't matter if it's worth it. And you be like, I mean, like for my kid, I be like, do you really want to challenge that? Is it worth challenging? And I tell my children all the time, pick and choose your battles. You know, why challenge me on something that's small and insignificant? And then, you know, challenge, you know, talk about, let's go ahead and talk about things that has significance, that has real significance, instead of the small things. Let's talk about the bigger things and so forth. So, I mean, I don't know, you know, it is, I think sometimes, like I said, I think we try to overcorrect things with our children. Because with me not having a mother, I have had not having a mother since I was 11 years old. My how I raise my child is totally different because I know how it is not to have a mother. So I instill my children like the biblical principle, honor thy mother and thy father. I don't have my mother, so I need you to honor your mother, not because it's me, but because I'm your mother and I want you to be blessed. So
I
Okay.
got some to say about that subject because, baby, that is a very touchy subject to me because um you have so many parents dealing, like you said, this generation and this day and time is more advanced than we were. um and you have to be very cautious, you have to be careful for nothing. You have so much opportunity out there and so much things grabbing their attention. And if you're
Yes.
not a parenting, I'm like
Mhm.
for real parenting, your child can get caught up in a whole lot of stuff that they have no idea of what they getting themselves into. And like
Right.
Queenie said, I'm an old school. I don't have children biologically, but I do raise my niece. And she is a teenager. She's 13. She'll be 14 next month. So, like I said, I was telling her this other day, I say, look, when I was 13, I didn't have a phone. I didn't have all of
Exactly.
the stuff you have access to. Like, I'm like, you got life made, basically. You have a silver
Mhm.
spoon, basically, in your mouth,
Basically,
and you don't
about two,
realize how
three of them.
blessed you are. I'm like, there's so many kids out here that don't have that opportunity. But on another hand, we have to, I don't know if Keisha seen my post the other day about no matter how much you think you're raising your child right, because the Bible tells us to train up a child in the way they should go. And when they get old, they won't depart from it.
That's
So you
right.
do your best to train the child and guide the child in the way the child should go. But at the same time, they have to listen. It's a two-part. No matter how much you pouring into them, they have to have, like I teach my niece, I tell her, I said about integrity. I said, what is integrity? Doing the right thing when nobody else is looking. Because I
That's
can
right.
train you, but you have to also listen. And like I said, you have to monitor your children's phone. You have to monitor your children's social media. You have to monitor your children's friends. You have to, because I went through my niece's phone and I was like, I'm looking at a social media account. So I'm like, who is this? Who is that? What? Matter of fact, the stuff is in quarantine. The phone and the laptop and the cell phone, all that,
That's right.
tablet, all that is in
Quarantine
quarantine.
it.
Because it's important that because they get so caught up with these phones, they don't think there's nothing else to life. I'm like, I
Right.
didn't have a iPhone 11. I didn't have all of that stuff as a child growing up. And I said, a lot of times I said, we give the child the gun.
That's
Yeah.
right. And expect
We
for them
give
not to
I
pull
said,
the trigger.
I'm not gonna give you the gun on my clock to kill yourself. I'm like, because giving a child a phone without checking it, with giving a
Instructions.
child a phone, you're giving them access to so much stuff. If it's
That's
not being
true.
monitored by parental control, if you're not looking into your child's, I say you don't have no business until you grown and young. All your
I know
business
that's right.
now.
You know what, Rita, you so right. Because I'm gonna tell y'all this story. Y'all know I always got one, right? I'm gonna tell y'all this story. My daughter was going to Yates, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like for people to give my children stuff without clearing it with me first.
I'm the same
Don't
way.
don't give my daughter a new cell phone. Don't give my sons. Don't give them anything unless you ask, because I know my child. I know what they can handle and what they're ready for. You know, and everybody had cell phones. Everybody had tablets and all this kind of carrying on, right? So I went through that old tablet because I'll go through your Instagram, Facebook, wherever you on, boo. I'm everywhere you want to be. I'm everywhere. And man, let me tell you, my daughter had woke up one day and I guess she thought she was older than me and got talking crazy. I took her in the living room with the, cause she was on the look. I'm old school, y'all. I'm just telling you the truth. I was doing something. She was, all this neck rolling and on that little tablet. Baby, I went in my little junk drawer in the kitchen, pull out my little hammer, stood her right there over that tab. I say, watch this. I'm gonna show you.
Oh,
I say, why you gonna learn today? And bash that pole look. She tell me about it today. She 20 something off. She was like, Baba, you was crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy. Cause I need to help you understand you'll never be on my level. I don't care if you 50 some years old. You'll never be on my level. And I think that parents forget to set a standard, because if you don't teach your children to respect, when they get out there in the workplace, when they have to deal with other people on their job, they'll jump from job to job to job to job. They won't have respect for authority, and guess what? They'll end up in jail, and they gonna mind somebody. That's just the way
that
I feel about it. Now
that
you either
Yeah.
you set them up for success. The way this world works is you're
Right.
gonna have to respect somebody.
I
Now,
know that's
now,
right.
now with my children, I a lot of people say, "Well, you just so hard on them, and and they always at church, and you got to listen." Let me tell you something. They may not be living it right now, but and some of them, I always tell people, some of your children may never come back to what you taught them, but it's gonna always
But
be in
it's
their
in
mind,
there.
and
That's
they're
Yeah.
gonna
right.
be held. They're gonna be held accountable for their
Mm-hmm.
own life. See, it's a time and a point in your relationship with your children where you give them back to God, where
That's right.
you let God have them.
Hmm.
Because and my mama had to tell me, because I was carrying my kids like this, and my mama told me, my mama had 8. She told me, she said, don't sit around and if they make mistakes and wonder if you raise them right, you did what you supposed to do. Now you go
Mm-hmm.
out, you let them go do what they need to do. You get what I'm saying? Let them make their mistakes. All you do is pray, say, Lord, don't let them lose their life. Lord, don't let them.
Right.
But they got to have their own history. That's when they become
They have
adults.
to bump their heads.
They
Yeah.
gotta bump their head. That's just the way life is. You can't save them from everything, but
Yeah.
you have to make sure they understand that you do this. It's a consequence for
Hmm.
every
Yeah.
action.
That's right.
However you do it is your business, but you got to make sure you do it.
Right.
You don't want to send an adult, immature, underdeveloped adult out there into this kind of world. You don't want to do it.
That is true.
Not by
Okay.
far.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
All right. All right.
I'm like you. Keisha, I think a child should be seen and not heard, because I think another issue today, I worked
I
in a high
think they should
school.
be heard.
You think they should?
Yeah, I
I
think that
think
they
it's a
should be heard.
balance.
Yeah, I
It
think,
is a
yeah,
balance. Now,
no,
I'm
it's
not just saying. I'm not
definitely,
saying they should run your house
well, no,
or
I
whatever.
definitely think,
I'm not with that on that level at all. Because, honey, if my son could chime in here, he could tell you some stories about some stuff. Okay, because I'm the kind of person I only like to say something one time.
I know that's
That's
right.
it. If I have to mention it 2 times, it's gonna be very uncomfortable for you, and it ain't gonna be a third time. I like
Hmm.
to say something one time. And after I say that thing one time, and I know you my child, so I know your ears work. Okay.
Right.
And I know you have a good understanding or whatever, but you belong to me, so I'm around. If if it was something special, or some type of challenge, then that would be one thing. But
Yeah.
I know that your ears are functioning, and I know that you have a good understanding of whatever,
Uh-huh.
because when you trying to explain to me, try to negotiate with me to get something that I said you're not gonna have, or to try to convince me, so I know your boy, I know you together. So one time, and then after that, I get real creative now.
Yes,
I
I
don't
am
have a
creative.
problem with with whipping the behind. I don't have a problem with that.
Not at
You do
all.
that or whatever, not a problem. But you get that butt whip, that's it or whatever. But when you do creative things like, child, don't close a door in my house unless it's the bathroom door.
Unless
And then you collectively come home and the whole door is missing.
missing.
What are you gonna close then?
Oh my Lord. That's what I'm talking about.
Or when I tell you that it's no sagging allowed in my house,
Mm.
and I mention it, and then I see it again. Okay, um, the big fat shoestrings tied on them pants loops, and tied up on them shoulders, one of every color, and then I'm
Yes.
parading you around Walmart and everything I got to do for the day.
Yes.
That allowed no more drawers to be seen. Wow, I'm just saying, I'm gonna say something one time, and then
Oh
I'm gonna help
my God.
you see what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
I'm gonna help you.
Yes.
I'm gonna help you understand, what I'm talking about. So
What's going down?
those are the kind of things, or whatever. Kids stealing something out the store. You stole something out the store. Okay, we going back to the store. And
Huh.
I'm sitting there in my in my lawn chair, and my, you got a sign explaining that I stole out this store and it was wrong, and I ain't gonna do it no more. I'm just saying, I'm gonna do things
Yeah.
to help you. And it's
Yeah.
not about embarrassing you. You wasn't embarrassed when you took it,
That's right.
or
That's right.
whatever. So, those, I'm very creative, and and some of my friends have told me, girl, you crazy. Okay, might be crazy, but I'm just saying,
But I like the
you
way.
sit up
But
and condone that mess.
I like what you said about uh, communicating. I mean, seen and not heard. I think that it is a balance because even with my children, I had to create a safe space. You know, some people say that's not you. Well, you got no. You when I was coming up, my mama they had that. You don't have no opinion. You don't. What you ain't got no opinion. You want one, I give you one. Okay, that didn't work for me. I wasn't
Mhm.
that type of child. I like to communicate. I like to talk. I like to explain to you, you know, what's going on in my life. Because sometimes we think that our children don't have, oh, you ain't got no problems. You ain't paying no bills, but that's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true. So depending on what it was or what the issue was, I had to make sure I sat down and had some communication going on. We have
Hmm.
family meetings where in that family meeting they were able to tell me about me sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, they was able to say, "Hey, mama," you know, and they knew they was safe from the wrath in the
Oh,
meeting.
during those times. Okay.
Yeah. So I said, all right, y'all, it's time for family meeting. And my oldest son, even when he wasn't living with me, he come over. I say we having a family meeting today. He come over, everybody sit down, and he kind of mediate, you know, and we'd have some cold blooded conversations. Some of them I didn't want to, I as the adult didn't want to hear. But you got to know what your children are seeing because they're developing into an adult. And
Right.
some of the things that you are doing is molding their mindset and
Yes.
molding how they're gonna treat other people, molding, you get what I'm saying? And they're gonna say, Mama, now you told us to do this, but you went over there and did this, that, and the other. You
Hmm.
understand me? And I'm looking like, well, you right, honey. You right. I was wrong for that. And I take responsibility for mine. But let me help you understand. So see, keep that authority. You
Hmm.
got to keep that authority, but at the same time, you got to let them develop their voice. The most dangerous thing in the world is to send your child out there again in this world without a voice. Because just like they'll be, you got the unruly kids, you got that one that's passive, and folk will run completely over
Right
them.
over them. Hmm.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I know mine is pretty quiet or whatever, and she, mommy, it's some stuff I can't talk to you about. Well, you should be able to. I'm telling you, you can. But if it's
Mhm.
something that so anyway, so my sister-in-law is, she loves my sister-in-law. So that's fine. You can talk to her, but if something needs to be said, it needs to be said. And that's how I feel. At the same time, um, you were saying a safe place. My
Mhm.
children know, even my grandchildren. I think my little granddaughter was in the kindergarten. She was telling them people, my honey don't play. They call me honey. My honey don't play. Whatever. I don't know what the conversation was about or whatever, but she was like, look, that don't go on. And it's a level of respect. I've never spanked either of my grandchildren. But when I
Mhm.
talk to them, I talk directly to them. I don't stand over them like a grizzly bear talking at them. I get face to
Mhm.
face with them and I talk to them. Look, this is what's not going to work. And
Mhm.
things like that. And then, but they know that,
Mhm.
they can talk to me, and that is important. Can't send them
Yeah.
out there just like you said, Queen, to have cops.
You can't.
Okay.
You can't. You setting them up. You setting them up. You
I
know.
see a lot of people saying good morning. I saw Sultry, a banner came up with Sultry said good morning, ladies. I don't know how that
Yeah.
happened. You type that in, or how
Yeah.
did that
Well,
happen?
I get
Oh,
I get all the comments and I just share 'em
oh,
when
okay,
they
Cheryl. Okay,
come in. Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
All right, all right, all right.
I also say you have a lot of the, like you said. Now I understand what you're saying about them being hurt because you have a lot of children. These children are going through a lot these days. They going through
That's
way
true.
more than we actually went through back in the day because they have so much opportunity and so much
Access.
access to
Exactly.
so much stuff.
Exactly. Hmm.
And so you never know what's really going through their mind. You have to let them know, okay, I am you are able to talk to me. Be open
Right.
about if you can't talk to me or if you don't feel like you. Because a lot of times most children don't want to talk to their parents. Just to be honest, they'd rather talk to somebody else. And so that's why I would have been looking like into a therapist. Either you get a therapist or talk to your school counselor. Talk to somebody that can, there's a serious issue going on that needs to be dealt with. Somebody needs to know. So I definitely agree that they should be heard. They need to be heard because a lot of them suffering in silence, and before you
It's
know it, they
yeah.
committing suicide. It's just and you never
And you
know
try
what
to
was
figure out
going
what
on.
happened.
Right, and you
Mm.
never know what's going on. You need to know what's inside in their mind. What do you? Because especially when they get into teenage years, they started feeling. They start dealing with their insecurities. They start
Yes,
dealing with,
Lord.
I'm not pretty. I'm not this. Like, because they looking at that'll be
What
going
the
into what
status
I'm gonna
quo
talk
or
about
whatever.
because they start
Right,
looking
right.
like they not enough because they start comparing themselves to all these other people. And then, like I was, you got to have your talk with the teenagers that sex trafficking is not a
My
game. Sex
God. It's not a
trafficking
Right.
game.
is something serious, and they think, oh, it can't happen to me. Well, who
Yes, it
said it
can.
can't happen
It
to
can.
you?
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm
I'm a
like all these kids coming up missing and all of this
yeah.
stuff because and it's I can't vouch that every parent is not teaching their child, but some of the children are being taught, but they're not listening and still doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't think that it cannot happen to you. You have to educate your child on sex trafficking because that's one of the all times high right now, and it's going through
Yeah.
social media, it's going through these cell phones, it's going through all this. So you have to monitor the apps that your children is downloading. I
But
mean,
and then you have to know too. Another thing with that too, you have to know there's an app that, and it's probably more than one now, but there's an app that allows you to hide apps on your
Mm.
phone. So you looking at your child's phone and thinking, you know, oh, they don't have anything on here, and then they just have it suppressed.
Yeah.
So you have to know. I've always been like this. Always told my children anything in my house is subject to my inspection. Your backpack, your closet, your drawers. You don't have. There's nothing in this house that I can't go in.
Huh.
You know. I need the password to your cell phone.
Yeah. Or
You
you
know.
won't have one.
okay.
Exactly. Or whatever, and that's not up for negotiation. So, my daughter, I might give me that phone. She'd be like, "Here, mama." Just
Now I
every
want
now
to
and then, give me that phone.
say something. Back in the day, we used to have, because we got about one more minute before we get into all
Right.
about Rita.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say something about privacy. A lot of kids feel like, well, I want my privacy. I want my privacy, or this, that, and the other. It's very important that even though we are monitoring our children, and I'm just saying by experience, you that they have some type of privacy,
Right.
because somebody will hear this and say, well, let me just no, that they have some type of privacy, because
Mm-hmm.
it's as a teenager, I was going through a lot of changes within my body, and I'm gonna tell you how the sex trafficking, why it gets so many teenage girls, because that teenage girl be going through mood swings, body changes, insecurities, all kinds of stuff. And as parents, we do not provide. Some of us do not provide a open conversation for them to be able to share even that intimacy with them. We
Right.
just we some parents just violate everything. Not everything. You need to make it, like I said, safer. You need to make it to where, like, my kids come talk about me about some of the most insane stuff, but I'm happy that they're able to say it to me. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I learned my lesson from my oldest son when he joined the gang. He felt like they were more of a family than, it's just that mind thing, right? So after I got that cold-blooded lesson, I said, okay, I need to step out of this traditional way of raising children, because it don't work for everybody. And I
Right.
need to tend to each one of my children as for their different personalities. What do this one need me for? What do this one need me for? And like I always tell parents, manage it. Don't try to construct it. You manage it. They were born with a personality. They were born with likes. They was born with, like folks say, well, they what you got to teach them. No, no. If you really, really, if you really, really be patient and allow their personalities to begin to shine through, then you can begin to manage it. But you need to use wisdom. Not every child is the same. And you cannot, just because granny way back in the biblical days beat her children with a whip. Don't go out and try to find you a whip to beat your children with. That's not gonna work today. Cause
And
I
with
got
some of them, some of that, it really don't. It don't really take all of that.
yeah,
Now,
it
my
don't.
daughter had to be spanked
Yeah.
because that was just her. But I could look at my son and say, you know what? I am so upset with you.
Yeah.
I am. I mean, what kind of sense that I could just talk to him and it would be a whole flood going on. He'd be, So I mean, what are you hitting them for? You
Yeah.
know, whipping should be corrective and not punitive.
Yeah. Yeah.
You spank a child to correct them, not to punish them, not because you mad and you just want to get your frustrations out. Go
And you
whip your
see,
own
and
self.
you and you see yourself.
Exactly. You whip your own self.
You ain't gonna be like me. You ain't
Right.
gonna. Yeah,
And
you
that's
out of
what
line right there.
you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Whipping should be corrective. You doing this, or I'm applying this uncomfortableness to you in relation to that, so it won't happen again.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what a spanking should be about.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be about you being mad. I
All
just
right.
feel like
Sound
that.
like somebody is. I'm picking up a lot of feedback from somebody, so we may need to. Let's get on into Rita. Talk
Yes,
about
ma'am.
Rita.
All about Rita. Rita, tell us what you got going on.
Well. I think today I wanted to talk about, well, I am the founder of Precious Moments Photography. I started in December 2010. So this year actually make 10 years. It's been a journey, definitely. I always tell people entrepreneurship is not an easy cakewalk.
Absolutely.
It's a process. It's a lot of ups and a lot of downs. But I believe it's worth the fight. So With Precious Moments Photography, my job is my memo is creating memories. And my recent platform is uh, creating memories, because at the end of the day, that's all you have left. After I lost two of my loved ones passed on, and I realized, I said, I had a lot of pictures, and I was like, you have to capture the moments, you have to capture the life. And my whole thing about Precious Moments Photography is capturing every moment, creating memories, capturing life, capturing moments. Because at the end of the day, when they gone and gone, that's all you have left. Is pictures, is memories. And so that's kind of my ultimate my memo for Precious Moments Photography is creating memories and photographing families and photographing milestones. Because I realize life is precious. Life is short, but it's also precious. So you have to capture those moments. And my ultimate goal for my business is to educate families on the importance of photography, especially our African American culture. Because most people, nine times out of ten, most families, I ask them, when was your last family photo? The crickets go off, and
Right.
the child was like 5 or 2, and now they 25. You'd be like, so your last family photo was 20 years ago. And I believe every family, you should update your at least once a year, or at least every 2 years, to update your family pictures, capture the milestone, graduations, maternity pictures. I do the whole 9 yards. I'm not a wedding photographer, but I have captured some weddings. But my main thing is photographing your children as they growing up, because at the end, when they grow up, by the time they get 5, they look back. Like my nieces and nephews, they have pictures all the way back to they newborn. I have captured, and the youngest is 9, so I have captured all the way up, so they have memories to look back on. So my main thing, like I said, with Precious Moments Photography, is capturing the precious moments of life. Like I said, everything become a moment, everything become a memory. When your wedding, when you 10 years later you into your wedding, you go back and look at your photos and like, wow, I'm so small. Oh, you start looking at all of this, because the other day was actually yesterday. I was looking at a lot of photos where they were like 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago, and I'm just grateful that I have those photos. So that's just kind of my thing, and I love to capture other people's moments in life. It's just very inspiring to me to be able to have the opportunity to capture other people and they milestones in life. So I have my Facebook page. Like I said, I've been rebranding for this 10th year, so a lot of my stuff is really under construction. But I do have my portfolio on Facebook, and it's at P as in Paul, MPD, the number 4 and ever on Facebook. If you put the @ and put PMPD, which is Precious Moments Photography and Designs, um, and the number 4 and ever, it will pull up because it's when you pull up Precious Moments Photography, a whole lot of people gonna come up. But mine is PMPD forever. If you put that @ it will bring you directly to my page. Also on Instagram is PMPD and the number 4 and ever. So, and actually my website is up, but it's not fully loaded at the moment. It's still under construction. So, but yeah, that's what I do. I take pictures, I capture moments of life. So if y'all need a family photo, I also do business professional photos, because your image matters. If you're a business owner, if you're a pastor, if you anything that has a title, you should have a professional photo. I understand we're in a selfie world these days, but selfies is not going to get it when it becomes to a professional um, platform. You need to have professional pictures. I think image is everything. Your image, your presentation is everything. So I'm very big on business professional um, photos as well. You need a business professional headshot to represent you, to go on your website, to go on. I mean, social media is kind of beating websites right now. So, but on your social media, I think there should always be a nice picture that represent who you are. Um, so yeah, that's kind of with the precious moments photography, and I also have royalties. It is a Christian based shirt line, and my message for royalties is be a walking message of hope. Is the whole post, and it stands from First Peter 2:9, and that's my scripture that I go by. It speaks about being a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, holy nature, peculiar people. We are peculiar people, and I believe that we are. It says a royal priesthood. We are royal. We're royalty, and that's where I got the name from, as being and it just is like God gave me the vision, and royalties is basically shirts of inspiration, spreading the gospel of Christ through your attire. So basically, not only it speaks to you and keep you accountable for who you are, it speaks to other people as well. And so that's the thing about the royalties. And I have a campaign thing where I say I glow different because I am different. I am set apart. I'm not like the rest. So
Right.
my thing is, and my goal is to spread the gospel of Christ, because you may be the only hope somebody else see. You never know what people are
That's right.
facing, and when you're walking through the store, um, thank you, Keisha, for buying one of the shirts. On the back of her shirt, it says, "You are enough." You never know what somebody feeling. A lot of people struggle with the fact that they're not enough. A lot of people struggle with their insecurities. No matter how great you are, a lot of you have those that still struggle with accepting who they are, embracing who they are, and who they are in general in life. So you never know who facing, and they may look up and just read your shirt that says you are enough. When you standing in line, only thing people see behind you is the back of you. And if your shirt have a message, 9 times out of 10, they gonna read what's on the back
Hmm.
of your shirt. So so just basically, my goal was just to have my messages really on the back of the shirt, because like I said, basically the message was not for you per se, and initially it was for the next person, but then I started put them also on the front of the shirt, because at the end of the day it holds me accountable. Because I had on one of my shirts one day, and uh, at work, and somebody came in, I was just having a rough day, and he was like, "Read your shirt, because you're not living up to the standard of what your shirt is saying." And I was like, ooh. So I had to give
Wow.
myself intact, because I'm like, I'm wearing this, saying I'm this, and I'm not living up. I said, wow. So my shirts held me accountable to walk into what I was actually wearing, not just wearing it. And so, like I said, it's an inspirational shirt line, and it's a I also do custom shirts, but my main goal is to uh brand the shirt, the royalties, to understand that you are royalty, and we have to understand that we are enough, that I can do all things through Christ that gives me strength. And so all my one of the two of my shirts that I'm branding right now is that I can do all things through Christ that gives me strength. Me knowing that, it gives me affirmation and confirmation that no matter what I face in this life, I can do all things through Christ. And
Right.
we sometimes we need that constant reminder, because life can throw you some curveballs. And the shirt, I am enough. Like I said, it just all my shirts have a meaning to them. They just not something just written on the shirt. It has a purpose. It has meaning. So the I am enough. It just tells you I am enough. Sometimes you need that reminder. I will wear my shirt and people be like, "Hey, ma'am, I like your shirt," because
Hmm.
they also need a reminder that I am enough, regardless what society tells me. The society, and that's I'm working on a brand for that, because I realize time and time again, people, entrepreneurs, uh, children, women, people in general have an insecurity, not feeling like they are enough. But you have to know at the end of the day that you are enough, no matter what the society says, no matter what the music says, no matter what the television says, no matter what your mama or your daddy said. It don't even matter, because at the end of the day, You have to know that through Christ, and that's what I had to learn was through Christ. I am enough. He had to show me who I was through him for me to understand. I have to accept. He said, "You are fearfully and wonderfully made." So I had to understand that God, through you, I am enough. No matter what I feel about myself, you created me. There are some things
Right.
I can't change.
Hmm.
And like the serenity press, Lord, grant me the wisdom to know the difference of things that I can change and when I cannot change. So you have to understand that you are enough, no matter what. Sometimes we get this. It's a battle within our own self that I'm not pretty enough. I'm not good enough to be able to be this, or I'm not good enough to pursue that. I'm not small enough. I'm not smart enough to go to school. They paint society paint this big old pretty picture. You got to have this type of body. You got to look like this. You got to think like this. So
Come
now
on,
you
Rita.
fight against all of these images in your head that most of
Come
the time
on.
that people are people are have this fake image inside their head because most of these people are surgically made. They wasn't born that way, and so you competing against something that's not really real. And
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of where the I am enough part came from, and understanding who you are. Once you got to know who you are in order to be able to get. And sometimes that's the problem. We don't know who we are. We don't understand that we're enough, so we can't pursue what God created for us to pursue because we don't totally understand fully in who we are. And that's the process, and it's a learning process. So that's kind of what most of my shirts, like I said, is based on, is to inspire, to encourage, because I'm a natural encourager. I've been there since I was a child. Inspire to motivate people to understand that you will make it. We're overcomers, and like I said, it's to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's my ultimate goal, to shed some light. The Bible say we are the light of the world. So we have to be the light of the world. We have to shed light in darkness. Everybody was talking about the Black Lives Matter. I do understand that, but at the same time, I still have to be the light of the world. I
Of the
have to
world.
speak life. I have to shed the light. It's further more than we can see. And so I definitely think so. And then that's my whole purpose, like I said, with my royalties, is to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ and inspiration, and to motivate others to be the best you, to
Well,
live life to your fullest potential. Go
I
ahead.
am so inspired by you. Because I remember when you first came into my office. Yes, I knew Rita had been there because it's
Leave
a
a she
light. You
sprinkle. I was about
leave.
to say she sprinkle a little glisten
Yeah,
around.
it's
That's
like
true.
it, and I think it's awesome because even when you were telling me about your t-shirts and that I am enough, and it did something for me, and a lot of times people think that because you're doing this and doing that, that you don't need to hear that. But I think everybody at every level in their lives need to hear that. Or you'll go into like some type of just people pleasing place that's really unhealthy. And I think that phrase, that your line, is so powerful, and it's just so simple. You know how to say keep it simple.
Exactly.
Right.
It's so simple. If you could just grasp that, your life could just turn completely around. And I think it's some young ladies. I'm looking forward on to working with you um in the future, because we got this COVID thing going on, to where we can deposit that into some young ladies' lives. And I'm talking about early, because they need
Right.
that early. So that,
Early.
like we were talking about earlier in the show, so they won't walk out into this world thinking that they need other people to make them enough. They need to
Right.
know that they are
Right.
enough right now.
And
So I
Right.
think that's awesome.
yeah, that's what,
Um.
the earlier the earlier you can grasp them, the better. I always tell, so you don't need to be validated by nobody. I
I
mean, you
know
have to
that's right.
understand you are enough. I mean, a lot of times it's and that's one of my ultimate goals with the I am enough is to brand the young women. And as my mission, I have wrote up my whole mission already, but it's to brand young women. And my target goal was young women. But then I realized it needs to touch all women. However, the younger, the better. The less mistakes you can make if you understand that I don't need to be validated nobody. I don't have to
Right.
Yeah.
sleep with nobody to make me
Yeah.
feel like I'm somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I am
Mm-hmm.
more than what I
Come
can
on through,
appear.
Rita.
You know,
Come on
these are
through.
things that our young women needs to hear, because so many go into the same mistakes over and over, thinking they can find love in these situations. And baby, you won't find it there because you're
Come
looking in
on.
the wrong place. You
Wrong
have to
place.
validate yourself. Don't expect a man or a boy
You
to
better
feel like they
preach
need to
this.
validate you. Because at
You
the end of the day, you're gonna be still lost because they trying to find themselves,
come
and you
on.
Right.
looking for it into somebody that's not even whole. They gonna get what they can get and they gonna move on. And
Uh,
then you feeling lost and not enough. You still
With
feeling
with a bigger hole in you,
right.
than
Now you
from
still
what you
feeling
started.
hopeless.
So
Now you done
right.
created a soul tie. That's a whole nother subject.
now
You done
go
created
ahead.
a
Go
soul
ahead.
tie.
Write that down, cause that's next week. That's next week.
But
Go write it
but
down.
I'm saying
Hey,
when
y'all
you
know.
understand, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, Rita. Rita boy, you be starting them fires, girl. Write that down, cause that's gonna be our next show. We haven't heard anything from Tim, so I'm waiting to see.
Can I just Sochi
Go ahead.
chimed in on the comment. She just
Uh-huh.
says, I believe we let society say we supposed to be this and that, but we have to be okay with being us.
Right.
That's
So
good.
that right there is,
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
That's good. Now, don't get us wrong. We're not saying it's not room for improvement. Don't
yeah,
Oh,
don't
right.
definitely,
None of us are
don't
definitely.
because
perfect. Right,
because
exactly.
sometimes people say, "Well, I'm just happy, satisfied with being myself." But in being enough, it's also being strong enough to know that
Right.
in some areas we can grow in some areas we can, like they say, God will stretch us. Sometimes he want to get us out of our
Yes.
norm and our comfort zone. He want to
Mhm.
show us that we can do greater and bigger things. It's like saying, like the words say, Paul say, I learned to be content in whatever state that I'm in, but he wasn't complacent. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
To where he said, I know that where I am now, God knew I would be there as well, but I also know that he's taking me even further. So yes, this topic right here, we got.
Let me clarify that I am enough, like you said, is not saying that I'm just gonna be what I am. It's
Yeah,
accepting the fact that I am enough, is accepting and being mature
sure, come
enough
on.
to know and understand I do have growth. But let me accept where I am now. Let
Yeah,
me accept
Hmm.
my now until I can and acknowledge that I need
yeah,
some help in this
yeah.
area. Acknowledging that I need some improvement over here. I can nurture this, but at the same time, understanding and having integrity and character of
I
who
like
you are
that.
while you're
Yeah,
learning and becoming the better
yeah.
Right.
you. You know, because
Woo!
we learning to be our better self, reaching our potential, reaching our destiny, our purpose, fulfilling our purpose, but also understand and know that it is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. But in the meantime, you need to know that I am enough. God made me enough. Let me focus
Come
on
on.
who God has created me. Let me fulfill that
Yes.
destiny. It's not saying that I don't have the room for improvement. I'm saying I am enough. We can get out of that physical mind of stating
Yeah.
that
Amen.
my nose too big, my eyes too big,
Yeah.
I'm
That physical.
ugly, my head
Yeah.
too big. I got all kind of little issues. What I feel like I'm the God
Yeah.
created me. There's nothing I can do about that.
Right.
What you can do about
Come
it
on.
is you accept
Come
me or you
on.
move on. I mean,
I'll
period.
move on. That's just the
I
way it
mean,
is.
this is me. What you see is what you're gonna get.
Exactly.
And you understand and you accept and embrace the whole you, but at the same time you're learning, you're
You're
growing,
learning.
you're
You're
moving,
growing.
you're going
Come
through,
on.
you're being
Hallelujah.
relentless, you're going through situations, you're overcoming them, And in the meantime, I am enough. I have to remind myself all the time, even with my work. We was talking about how artist is. You constantly be like, you have to. Okay, I'm enough. I'm enough. I am good enough.
Mhm.
God made me enough. God put this in me. I am more than a conqueror. I am an overcomer. You have to constantly give
Come
yourself these
on, Rita.
affirmations because we're battling daily. We fighting.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm saying. Don't get it wrong or twisted thinking, oh, like, nah, I'm enough just the way I am. No, we all
No,
we
we
all got
all
some
growing.
improvements to make.
We
So
still on our way. We ain't arrived yet. Okay,
right,
or
we
whatever.
we becoming every day. So yeah,
Oh,
that's what I mean. So, and I wanted to clarify so nobody want to get it twisted. Like, okay,
because
yeah,
they will. Look, they will. Hey, look, you got some folk be cussing people out. They got a horrible attitude. Well, I am enough with the shirt on. No, hold on. I want
be
you-
like, no, don't twist it, don't twist
Don't do,
it.
don't
I
do
got a
it,
lot of improvement I need to make, and I can work on. So yeah.
baby. Oh my God. Okay. We and the silence. I'm trying to get Tammy Lily. Come on, say something. How you doing? How have you enjoyed the show? Talk to us. We got about
5 minutes.
four,
4 minutes.
5 minutes.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm just listening. I'm just absorbing very good information. I'm taking notes. So I always look for me personally in my walk. I always try to look for ways I can bless others in what they're doing, to share their message and what they're doing. And I enjoyed Rita's message in regards to her shirt line that she's coming up with. And I enjoy the fact to hear that she's allowing God to use her. She's allowing
Right.
God to be a servant for
Yes.
the Lord. And
Yes.
that's what you have to have. That's what it boils
Yeah.
down to. We
Yeah.
walking around here, we doing these things, and we decide that, okay, I'm gonna go this direction, I go that direction. Although God gives you dominion of your own life, He still is there to guide you. He does not just let you go and let you
Right.
fall and so forth. If you allow Him to guide you, He will guide you. And I like the
That's
fact
right.
that she's allowing God to lead her to be able to help somebody to make a difference. The song just says, I'm bringing souls to Jesus by the service that I give. So, and the mere fact that you bring God into the equation of what you're trying to do, I just enjoy that, and I'm just soaking it up and listening to it. I love it. Yep. So
I love that. I love
I
that
love it.
hair, Tammy. Baby. Tammy got that hair out there.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Hey, Tammy, I wore, see, yours is real, but I wore my big hair yesterday. I had on I had on my Shaka Khan yesterday.
Well, I got my product that I love, and I wish I had it close to me. There, I got it close to me. My product that I use, I found something that really, really, really works for me. And so this is one of the items, if y'all can see it, that I use on my hair. This is actually a styling. And so it helps your curls stay in place versus it kind of falling. Because my hair would just fall and kind of do whatever it does. So this is my product.
Okay.
So,
All right.
and it's a black owned
Yeah.
product. So I'm a big advocate of my black owned businesses because the mere fact, the you hear the sayings and it says, the sheep herder had 100 sheep out there. And
Hmm.
although he loves all his sheep and he don't want to lose his sheep, he needs his sheep. When you have one sheep needs attention, you take care of that one sheep that needs attention.
Uh-huh.
Although you got 99 over here, God has
Uh-huh.
that 99 over here. He loves us all, but that one sheep
That's
needs
right.
attention, and we're the sheep that needs attention. So I'm doing my thing.
All
Trying
right.
to allow God to use me.
Okay.
So
But
I'm Black
awesome.
Power.
Okay.
Before we get off here, we want to first of all just give a special shout out to Sultry Love Jones. We love you, boo. We know you out there rolling,
She out
making
there
it
making that
happen,
paper.
making that paper. What
Let
they
me
say,
bring her down. No,
securing
let me
that
have a dog.
bag, baby.
Secure that
I
bag.
just,
Yes,
I
yes,
just, I just
indeed.
need $1. Come on.
Come
Uh,
on, a dollar.
so, so a shout out to Sultry Love Jones. And we want everybody to get excited about the new issue of My Gospel Soul coming out And hopefully we'll get a article or excerpt from all of the ladies to put in the magazine. We also that I am enough, we want that in there as well. um Keisha want to say we love you. Miss Tammy Lily want to make sure that we get an ad for your book to put in the magazine. We have a brand new brand ambassador. He's sitting here next to me. Hey, say hello.
Oh, hey, everybody.
We want everybody to be safe. Okay. They say it's a storm coming in and all that stuff. Make sure that you have handled your business, got your hurricane kit and all that stuff ready just in case. Houston is unpredictable and things can get out of control really, really
real quick.
fast. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm talking about take a nap, wake up, and everything is just messed up.
Not even take a nap, because I remember one flood we had. It was a fight. Somebody was fighting somebody. I forget. I think Mayweather, and there
Mhm.
was nothing going on. It started raining. In 25 minutes, the trash cans was floating down the street.
Jesus.
I mean, just that
Um,
quick. And I'm like, I gotta go. Water up to the top of the tire. My mom and my daughter down there. If I gotta get this generator crunk, it's gonna be me. Neither one of them gonna do it. So yeah, that
just
it gets
just
real
get
crazy
ready.
real fast.
Just get ready. And every home in Houston should have a generator. I don't care. Listen. Get a big lump sum of money, invest in the generator. I'm just telling you. If you
I
live in
agree.
Houston, if you live in Houston, okay, or and a canoe,
in
and a canoe,
Texas, period.
or
Yeah.
Now it don't
blow a
flood on
boat.
my street. I have a ditch. If it ever flood over here and I need a canoe, then that mean everybody else need an ark. 'Cause it don't, it don't flood over here. But um,
Well, we love everybody. I hope everybody's been checking out Keisha's
Yeah.
mask. Rita is going to be posting links and information for her shirts and photography. Also, we're going to be um, Tammy's going to be posting. I think she posts for businesses as well as her book. Okay, so she's going to be posting that in Sisters United. And I'm just saying, y'all, let's just get it going. Let's make
if
sure that we
social
are safe. Go
if
ahead.
social can't get on, if social can't be on next week, I'm gonna ask her. Um, what she because we just finished doing some stuff or whatever, and I might have to feed that in, or maybe she can, because she can't call in, but just some updates on her too.
Okay, this is what you do. Just get an audio recording. When you see it, just
Okay,
just record it on your phone,
okay,
and I'll talk to you after the show about how we're gonna hook that up.
okay. All right, then, social, we got you, girl.
We got you. We got you, boo boo. Okay. All right. Go ahead and sign off, Rita.
Well. That was a very good topic today about the children and should be seen and not heard, but we shared our opinions about it, and with our society, we say keep watch on your kids, okay?
Mm.
Keep watch on your kids, because it's crazy out here in these streets. That's what I tell people. It's crazy out here. So and like I said, I am the founder of Royalties and Precious Moments Photography. I am enough. I didn't share my thing, but I shared on Sisters United. Uh, my page is at Royalties Inc. So there's some of my work or shirts on there as well. And the first person that purchased a shirt will get this wonderful, beautiful box of royalty treats. Will
Now,
come
what is
along with the shirts. The shirts are
I
$20,
got to get it?
starting at 20. Now let me show y'all what's up in here. Hold on. It come with a little beautiful bowl and
Can I
stuff.
get that? Can I get that
If you
though?
be the first person to order.
And that's what her shirts. Her
Ha.
shirts actually, my shirt was delivered, and I told her in that beautiful box. When I got my
I
shirt,
know
it was
you
in a
lying.
pretty box like that.
Oh, I got to get me
You
one.
have a Bath and Body Works bath bomb, and it's the Thousand Wishes from Bath and Body Works.
Oh,
It
that's
will be
my
included in the
favorite.
first order. And you have the eucalyptus spearmint lotion from Bath and Body Works. It's stress relief lotion. If you need some stress relief, The eucalyptus and the spearmint will do the thing, okay? So that will be included in the first person to order. Like I said, the shirt is $20, and it will come in this little beautiful box. Royalties, okay? We understand that you are royalty, okay? And
Yes.
so yeah.
Now, Keisha, we had a winner last week, didn't we?
We sure did, and I need to confirm to her name. I wrote that down.
I think. Okay.
Tammy
Sherry Ellis. Thanks.
Sherry Ellis.
There,
Yes.
Alice. There
And
we go.
she should have her gift by now. I mailed it out last Thursday or whenever I came by your house.
Okay, cool beans.
So
Now we got another gift that's going to be coming. The next gift is going to be coming from LaFay City Boutique. It's going to be juries, y'all, from LaFay City Boutique. We getting that. We getting them packages ready. So make sure you tune in next week because we're going to ask you a question from the show, and you're going to
Okay, I
win
have a
a.
gift.
Wait. What happened?
I have one today. Yeah, I have one today. If you're interested in having a raffle today,
Okay. What you got?
I got a speaker.
Wait a minute. See, that's not right, Tim, because y'all got all this good stuff. Okay, I ain't gonna be greedy. Go ahead.
This is a speaker. You turn it on. It hasn't been charged up, so okay. You turn it on and you set your phone on top of it. My phone got left at home, but all you do is set your phone on top of it and it plays. It doesn't need the Bluetooth. It doesn't need any cables or anything like that. Let me show you the picture of it. That's how
What?
you do it. Can you see that? The phone sitting on top of it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
If you got
Okay.
anybody online,
okay, what
we
is
can
the
go
question gonna be?
Okay, we need to come up with a question. Give the raffle question.
ahead. What's something that happened in the beginning of the show, middle of the show, because we want
I'm
people to
gonna
listen
say
all the
it.
way through.
What is
Rita,
one of the reasons? What is the one of the reasons that we say what is affecting our kids?
That's good.
okay,
One of the main
Okay.
reasons that's affecting our kids today.
Yes. That's a good one. So let's make sure we post that question on our pages. We post it in no, let's just post it in the group. Would that be good? Yeah, post it in the
okay.
group. And whoever
Mhm.
answers that question first, you are going to be the proud owner or recipient of this beautiful speaker. Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna have to get some masks together, something up over here to give away one time.
Huh. Huh. Okay, I ain't gonna try to get it. You know, I'm such a big fan. I'm trying to get everybody stuff, but listen, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna let everybody win. Next week, I got a gift. And Rita, go ahead and let me know how much a shirt is. Even if I don't get the basket, I still need a shirt. I need a shirt. You know. All right, y'all. So I guess that's it for me. Did everybody sign off? Because we can talk
Uh,
like for another 30 minutes, but we better not do that.
Miss Keisha didn't
Yeah.
sign out. I didn't sign out. You didn't sign out, Miss Queenie.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Keisha.
okay, this is Keisha Robertson, Sisters United. Great show today, ladies. Rita, looking forward for everybody to check in next week, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Same place.
All right.
All right.
All right, Miss Tammy.
All righty. Thank you so much for everybody for getting on with us. We always appreciate appreciate you taking a moment out, an hour of your day to come hear us, to hear the things that we're talking about, the things that affect our community, that affects our sisters directly. I always appreciate and love the different perspectives. It's some things that we just completely, utterly agree about, and then some things that we have differences about. And I just absolutely love you, ladies. Excited about this platform as always. Make sure you cop that book while your refund is so long. You need to have that. If you have a business, you definitely need to have that. That's going to give you some great information. Knowledge is power. You got to invest in your knowledge. Go to the website www. My name TAMMIEMLILLY.com. Definitely make sure you cop that. You don't want to miss out on it. It's definitely worth the investment. And you can write it off. Cool thing is you can write that investment off because it's for your business. Thank you so much, ladies. We'll be here tomorrow. Next Wednesday at 10 o'clock right now on this channel in the page. Thank you for listening.
All right. We love you all. This is Queenie signing off. God bless.